Imamo še enega gosta, ki z veseljem ga predstavljamo nocoj, in to je John Stulz, violist pariškega ansambla Intercontemporain in tudi ustanovitelj in umetniški vodja festivala Vivo Music Festival v svojem domačem kraju Columbus po Ohaju. Kot violist je nastopil z mnogimi pomembnimi ansambli, kot je Klang for Rubin, ansambl Modern, Talea ansambl in še veliko drugih, in sodeloval je tudi na pomembnih mednarodnih odrih in se vedno izkazal kot izjemen glasbenik. Nocoj ga bomo spoznali tudi kot skladatelja, saj bo prav na našem festivalu predstavil tudi eno svojo skladbo. Poleg tega se je pa tudi podal v našo igro 4 minut in 33 in zato kar predajam Mikeleju besedo, da bo vodil tale kratki intervju. John, welcome to our festival.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Hi, John, or also known as Jack, so we can choose. I will call you Jack now, so it's okay, but the people will read John. So anyway, thanks for being here. We are very happy to have you here, and we are using this format of 4 minutes 33 seconds to have a short introduction in order to talk about the pieces that will be performed. So we have on the program a piece by yourself, and can we start with the 4 minutes 33? So there we are. Mm-hmm. So Jack, the piece that you will perform is called Canon First. Can you talk about a little bit about the title? I've seen in your repertoire, so to say, you have quite a few canons. Does it come from this series of canons that you composed?
Yes. So actually, the story is in I think it was 2013 or 2014. I was very fortunate to spend some time in at a chamber music festival in Vermont called the Marlborough Music Festival. And it's a very classical festival. So musicians from all over the world, they come and we play chamber music. And the idea is that we can just spend all day rehearsing chamber music. And so I think that year I played the Beethoven septet for 7 weeks straight. We rehearsed it, 6 hours a day, or 6 hours a week for 7 weeks straight. And it's a really kind of a musician's environment where we just get to rehearse music all day, every day. And right after that, I was going to Europe, and I had some concerts set up with friends, some very small informal concerts set up. And so I wanted to write a piece that we could play at those concerts, so it could be played by any different combination of stringed instruments, and pieces that could be played with no rehearsal whatsoever. That was my idea, was to figure out how to play, how to write music that didn't need to be rehearsed, but that could still be played in a chamber music kind of setting. And so I was very interested in the ideas of canons at the time and what a canon could be. So each of the pieces is a different kind of canon. The first piece, the one that we'll be playing, it was written for a friend of mine who's an Italian cellist living in Germany named Stefano Cucuzzella. And he loved coffee, and we had this kind of inside joke about drinking coffee, and his personality is, a little bit like mine, very caffeinated. And so I wrote the first canon for him, and the idea is that there are 2 lines that are going at once, but one line is chasing the other line. Mm-hmm. And so you try and play as fast as possible while the other line kind of chases it. And so it's something that doesn't need to be rehearsed, because you start and then the other person comes in where it's supposed to come in, but it always finds a way of working out at the end.
So the name is Coffee Canon, isn't it?
Coffee Canon, yeah. So that's the name of. So
I've seen. Sorry if I'm interrupting you. I've seen all these canons are dedicated to a specific person. Are there like sort of gifts, musical gifts?
Yeah, kind of gifts. So the first one is for my friend Stefano, who I played when I visited Berlin that summer, and then the second one is for Diamanda Laberge-Dram, who is a good friend of mine. We went to school together in Boston. She lives in the Netherlands, and the second concert was played with her. So I included her, and then the third concert was a little bit later with a violist named Anne Lanzalotti, who is a viola friend of mine from New York. And then the final one is for my teacher, one of my viola teachers, Garth Knox. So it's kind of a gift to him.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Garth Knox, that you are not only following his instructions as a viola player, because then and his steps as well, because he was playing in the same ensemble you're playing with now, but he's also a composer, and that's something you have in common as well. Do you compose since a long time, or?
Yeah, I guess I've always been interested in it, but more as informally. I would say more as a, I definitely don't have any career desires to become a composer and get commissions and all of that stuff. So it's more, kind of just a natural expression at certain times in my life when I feel like it's a good outlet. For instance, when I was in Vermont and rehearsing, 10 hours a day of chamber music.
Yeah, that's good. And you have something to do, and in the future when you will get bored by the viola.
Yes.
That's very good then. So thank you very much. It's 4 minutes 33 seconds are over now, and they were really perfect.
Oh,
but
great.
I wanted to ask you something else now. About the viola. Then we will put a longer version of the interview in another part of our format. Anyway, if I can ask you about the use that you make of the viola. I've seen these canons. You use specific techniques, and I've seen you also produce some sort of studies about how to play the viola as well. So are you researching for new extended techniques, or you are just exploring what you normally play every day and are with your own?
I think I mean for it's an interesting question, because for I guess for what I do every day with the Ensemble Intercontemporain is we're always playing extended techniques, and we're always trying to find new extended techniques. But what has been interesting for me, over the past couple of years, is to think not in terms of trying to find new techniques, because I've almost never come across new techniques anymore. What I come across are different ways of writing techniques. So what's more interesting for me right now are trying to find the subtleties of each technique. And I kind of think of it in terms of like a possibility space of the instrument, in terms of what is possible, what can we do with a technique. So for instance, a scratching technique, it used to be, 50 years ago, that was the only thing you would write scratch and that's it. But nowadays, we can understand a whole variety of different kinds of scratching techniques and different kinds of sounds. And it's interesting because it's not always the same for the different instruments.
Yeah.
So for me,
I think it's the same for the clarinet about the rushing noises, with the air. With the air sound, you can do now 1,000 of ways of producing it, and I think it's the same with you're saying.
So what I'm interested in, for the studies for solo viola have just been kind of an idea that's slowly forming, in my head, and actually written more as challenges to myself. So the one that I've, I've kind of put out there or whatever is one for the left hand, which is just a technique that I kind of, have figured out for playing atonal music, for learning boulez and, all of that stuff. It's a very different left hand technique than what you would use, than what I learned in conservatory or whatever. And so I kind of wrote that piece as a way of, figuring out how to twist my fingers in new ways. And, but the other extended techniques they haven't, coagulated it into any kind of form, but the question is how to find subtleties within each technique, and how can we shift between techniques as well as a kind of a tricky subject for
So thanks very much, Jack. We are really looking forward to listening to your performance, and it's very nice that you will play your own piece, because it's an authentic interpretation. And
it's in a completely new way, because now it's with 3 violas and we're all in different parts of the world, and we all record it in different ways, so it should be interesting.
Let's see how it sounds. Thanks. Thank you very much, Jack.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good. So there we are. Yeah, I think it's enough for us.
Yeah. It's
very interesting. I mean, we would talk for hours, but actually, it's you know how it works. But yeah, the 4 minutes 33. I think it's enough for the introduction, and then if you have time, I was talking to Megumi if we can meet the whole trio statico for another 4 minutes 33 just before to put before your concert as an introduction.
Oh, definitely.
That would be great for us.
The only tricky thing right now is because everything closed down, I actually went back to the States, so now I'm 9 hours behind you guys.
Yeah, wow. I didn't know. Thanks.
It's okay. It's just that's why
How
it
is
took
it
me a while
there?
to respond to your email. I saw your email. It's like, oh no, I gotta.
Oh my God! Yeah, I didn't know. Sorry, I thought you were.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. But it's just if we want to do it with you know, with the others, it would have to be, you know, after
later on.
Yeah, 6 p.m. or later, probably.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
It's not problem.
Maybe not not the time of the concert. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's the problem because the concerts will be at that time.
Concerts at 7.
Anyway, at 7. So maybe at 6 we can do it if you are awake.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jack, thanks very much.
For your piece. It's so much fun to play, but I want to do it live. I want to play it live with the others.
I'm very glad that you did it. I mean, I was a bit afraid I couldn't put them all together, but then it worked quite well, I think. So
yeah, no, it worked very well.
Thank you so much.
And it's gonna be amazing to see when we can, you know, we're stomping and
it's
playing
positive that you find it. So thanks. Have fun in the US, and see you soon.
All right. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye. Bye.